about to go fishing. Now, subspaces can either be the zero vector, an infinite one-dimensional line, an infinite two-dimensional plane, an infinite three-dimensional space, an infinite four-dimensional space, and so on. However, the dimension of a subspace cannot exceed the dimension of the space that you're working in. Alright, so let's say you're working in R3, which is a three-dimensional space, right? We're working in R3. Our subspace could be all of R3. We could have a three-dimensional subspace, or a two-dimensional plane oriented some way in our three-dimensional space here, or we could have an infinite line oriented somewhere in that space, or we could have a zero-dimensional point, which is just the zero vector. Now, an important thing to point out is that all subspaces must cross through the zero vector. So if we have an infinite line, it must cross through the origin, right? If we have a two-dimensional plane oriented some way in R3, that also has to cross through the origin. And since we're working in R3, if we have a three-dimensional subspace, it has to cross through the origin anyways. Now, the rules that your linear algebra professor, or maybe other YouTube tutors will give you, is they'll say that 1, a subspace must contain the zero vector. Okay? And that's true, I just talked about that. But they'll also say that it's closed under vector addition and scalar multiplication. Now I combine that just down into closed under linear combination, which essentially means the same thing. Now all that's saying is that a subspace is an infinite space that contains the zero vector. It crosses through the origin. But the only exception would be the zero vector itself, because that's not infinite. That's just one point. And some examples of subspaces you'll see later on is the null space. Normally you'll have the null space of a matrix, right? Null space, we're going to say A, or matrix A. You could have the column space. That would look something like that, column space of a matrix A. And you may even see the row space of A. And those are just a few of the examples that you'll see. There's also eigenspaces. But hopefully that helped you to understand what a subspace is. Hopefully that was pretty clear. If you have any questions, you can leave it in the comments. If you have a test tomorrow, you'll do great. I believe in you. Let's go. Let's get it.